fresh off the chocolate dinosaur special.
The worst night of my life.
You had a great time.
I had a great time, but I've always wanted to do chocolate dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And I wanted, I really, the way I always envisioned doing it was I take her and I go for a walk in the rain in London, and I go up to Crystal Palace to the park, and I look over the city, and I realize that I'm part of this big cosmic force. What I didn't envision was, while I was having an existential crisis, was to hear, fucking your shot now, lad, Jesus Christ.
Jamie Hutchinson in a gimp mask fucking slut dropping on strangers.
Weirdly, I always envisioned that part. I always thought to get the real experience of tripping, you need Jamie Hutchinson there in a gimp mask singing Ricky Martin.
You ended up just helping yourself to the bar that night, didn't you? Because everyone went home, including the members of staff.
Yeah.
He's only just remembered that. You see the look on his face, and he's like, "Oh yeah."
Well, so much happened. You know, when you're part of a night out where so much happens, that someone then reminds you part of their happening that they remember. And
just one moment, just for those who aren't Patreon members or don't know what we're talking about. Last month's Patreon special, we did a quick and easy one because we were going to Nashville the following week. We went out around Liverpool, and Elliot
it was meant to be a games
it.
night, but it just got out of hand.
Went out around Liverpool. Elliot was on with us, and so was Jamie Hutchinson. But Dan and Finn got hold of some, if you know what I mean, drugs. They got some drugs, and they
Chocolate
shared them.
dinosaurs.
Chocolate dinosaur drugs with mushrooms and psilocybin. Is that what it's called?
It was just chocolate-shaped dinosaurs, but it's like quite strong cocoa. So
Drugs.
we haven't eaten
Drugs, mushrooms, drug, class A's, drugs. And they did loads of drugs.
YouTube, ignore that. It didn't happen.
They did loads of class A drugs.
It's your product. Stop it.
It's going to get age restricted.
Yeah, just don't.
No, you don't do any drugs on this episode, but you did drugs recently. Yeah, then we went for karaoke, and that's the end of the story.
well, yeah, we ended up getting. We stayed, and then we went down to the bar to leave, but they just locked us in, because what you really want when you're just tripping balls and a bit drunk is to be locked in like a kind of hostel type environment, but a hostel.
It's
where
a brothel, innit?
Yeah, but
it's a brothel.
Instead of screams, you hear like someone really badly singing Morrissey.
He must really block out people singing karaoke, because if you were the last person in there that night, like, you know, when you're doing a checkup, if you're closing up somewhere, he can hear you singing upstairs and gone, yeah, no one's in. Were you still singing, or are you just in the karaoke room?
You're forgetting about the fact it's haunted by a karaoke singing Croydon night.
No, Elliot was.
Keep forgetting.
Elliot did a very intense rendition of Eminem's "Stan," where he screamed every word in mine and Jamie's face.
I forgot about that part.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh, so the guy did know. He just went, do you know what? I'm locking him in.
I'm really still stuck on the hole on golf where I got 5 instead of 6 and taking that as, I really come across well in that.
You weren't great with the golf.
No, I wasn't.
Your hand-to-eye coordination, and I'm not one to speak, is not the best.
Yeah, well, it's very difficult to have a shot when someone's screaming, "You're a nepo baby," and you're never live up to the likes of your dad.
is ashamed of your shot.
Yeah. Do you know what? If my dad watched that, what he'd be most ashamed of isn't the drug taking, but is actually doing really bad on mini golf. No, I do remember the screaming Eminem. I don't come out well in nights out.
That wasn't on
you've had a
film.
good time.
That wasn't on film, but
no.
in nights out in general, there's always a kind of, yeah, you know, you could have toned it down a bit there. Like that was a little bit. We were having a laugh, but then you took it, you know. And I think that Eminem moment probably was one of my most. I'm glad that wasn't on film.
That was after the end, yeah. But
Yeah.
most of us have gone home.
Thank Christ.
Yeah.
That was like the end of an Avengers film or something. Like post credits, you have to stay to watch me screaming Eminem to a very scared Jamie.
What do you mean? Do you just get too drunk, or you just get too manic, or do you just take it too far?
No, it's not. It's nothing like that. I think I just stay too long.
Yeah.
The master of it.
I'm getting better at that, though.
You are
I've grown up
slowly
a
getting
lot
better.
this year. Now I'm like 3-4 o'clock in the morning. I'm done. You know what I mean? Get me home.
Great time.
4:05. No, I'm going to take myself to bed, actually.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I do. Like you know, recently I've not been drinking and stuff like that and actually quite enjoying it. Or when I have drunk, I've had 3 beers and then I've left. And I was like, I used to not know that was an option.
Yeah, totally.
I used to have, I mean, we were having this chat one time where it was like, I either have no beers or all of the beers.
Yeah.
And that's always been the sort of issue I've had. But since I've developed this thing called a frontal cortex, I've managed.
It's a big step.
It's a big step. I've gone, hey, maybe I don't need to do cocaine on a Monday afternoon. And then you can go home and...
Honestly, when you get to that point...
You're like an amalgamation of us two, you know.
I mean, you can get there in your early 20s or your early 40s. But eventually, Monday's not a coke afternoon.